Hey my friend, this is Alicia from ayurvedawithalicia.com, and I want to share with you today a little bit about emotional fitness and the truth about emotions. So the truth is, emotions are not something that are done to us. Emotions are not experiences that we just have no control over. We actually experience an emotion because we do that emotion over and over in our body. We actually follow a recipe to give us the result of that emotion. And the recipe is threefold. So one, it's our physiology, our body, the way that we hold our body, the way that we move our body. Two, it's our belief systems. And three, it's the things that we say over and over in our mind that causes you to feel a certain way. So I'll give you an example. I had a client recently that was really trying so hard to quit smoking. And the emotional patterns got in her way from stopping smoking. She tried every kind of drug to stop smoking, every kind of like hypnosis and all kinds of things, but it was actually just this threefold recipe that was keeping her reaching for cigarettes. And one, she was having a belief system that said, I'm not worthy. So she didn't actually feel on a deeper level, and it takes a little while for me to, work with a client to actually be able to peel away some of the layers so that we can uncover what that deeper belief system is. But in her case, that deeper belief system was not actually feeling worthy of health. And so she knew it was something that was perpetuating her into health imbalance and disease, and she really wanted health. But there was a belief system buried in her psyche that told her she wasn't worthy of having it. And then she also was experiencing this mind chatter, this consistent play of, sorry if you're hearing the airplane going overhead, but she was experiencing, once again, we peeled away some of the layers, and we found that some of her self-talk inside of her mind was saying, I'm a failure. And when she looked at a pack of cigarettes, she actually saw the word failure. I took her through a guided visualization, and I said, what's the first word that comes to mind when you look at that cigarette? You can apply this to anything in your life that seems to have a stronghold on you that's preventing you from going where you want to go and getting the result you want in your life. But anyway, in her case, it was the cigarettes. So I said, look, when you look at that pack of cigarettes, what's the first word that comes to mind? And it was failure. And on some level in her mind, her identity was telling her that she was a failure. And so therefore, if her identity matched with this external behavior, it perpetuated her continuing to engage in that behavior. So the other big thing for her, I remember, was that her physiology. So remember I said there's threefold phases to that recipe. Her physiology was also a big factor in that she was breathing really shallow. So when she was breathing shallow from her chest, not expanding her abdomen and really letting air into the lower third of her lungs, where most of the oxygen exchange takes place and where your nervous system gets to relax, the only time during the day that she was breathing deeply was when she took a drag of the cigarette. So engage your physiology in that way without the cigarette, and her cravings went from over a pack a day down to 2 cigarettes a week, down to none. So that's one example of the emotional recipe. Another one, I also had a client who was experiencing a lot of abdominal pain, especially associated with her food. So I won't go too much into some of the other health reasons that were causing that, but one thing that was contributing to her pain was an emotional pattern, an emotional recipe that she was engaging in over and over subconsciously that was keeping her in that pain. So she came to the session with me one day, and at the beginning of the session was in a lot of pain. So some of the dietary changes we made had really helped, but this particular day she was just not feeling good. She was emotionally feeling down and everything. So I asked her a few questions, and we also revealed these 3 steps that I'm sharing with you right now. And one of those is the belief system. So her belief system was also in this place of not deserving. Like, she didn't believe that she deserved to nourish her body on some level. And part of that belief came from some childhood traumas that had happened that were keeping her there. So we had to work on those in another way. But essentially, that was part of the belief that would keep her in an emotional pattern, that would keep her in pain. The thing that she was saying in her mind over and over was, I'm not good enough. She didn't even realize she was saying that. Everyone believed, all the feedback that she got from all her friends, family, she was the go-to person for optimism, for happiness, for being uplifted. They always went to her. But on some level inside, her mind was just telling her over and over that she wasn't good enough. And so that was contributing to her pain. And then also physiologically, remember I mentioned the body is the third thing. So the body, when she was feeling the most pain is when she was crouched over, slouched over. And as soon as we did a few things, a few simple stretches, and she got on a regular exercise routine of expanding and doing the opposite postures to open her chest, keep her chin up, stand up tall, by the end of that call, she was 90% of her pain was gone. And then perpetuating over the time, it got better and better. So that's another example of just how it's an emotional recipe that we follow. And the reason I know this so well is because I've been there too. So for me, I used to have a ton of anxiety in my body, and I realized looking back, the three things that I constantly engaged in to always feel anxious. It was an emotion that I was comfortable with. It's one that I'd had for decades. And so it was easy for my body to go there because my body knew it. So my belief system was that I had no control over my circumstances. I thought that everything in the world was stronger than me, and my mind was saying that I was too small, too insignificant, not able to really make a difference, not able to share it. And that put me into a lot of pain. And physically, it was harder to move my body at times like that. So my body was more tense and my body was more stiff. I had a lot more muscle aches, pain, stiffness. My posture was always a little sheepish. So all of those things contributed. So I actually had to condition my emotions, just like I'm sharing with you in this video. With those 3 steps, you can use those 3 steps to condition your emotions into things that serve you better. And I had to condition my emotions away from the anxious feelings that it knew so well into feelings that were much more expansive, much more uplifting, experiencing more happiness and joy. So I have a question for you. So and the question is, what kind of life could you create if you lived in a consistent state of certainty, joy, strength, passion, love, gratitude? What would your life be like if you could increase those muscles in your body and mind to continuously bring about those emotions that would improve your life? What could that mean to you? And some people, I have to just go on a little tangent, because some people get angry when they hear this truth. They want to victimize themselves even more and point the blame at other people and saying, no, but I feel this way because this person hurt me, or that person said this to me, or this person did something to me when I was a kid and I can never forgive them. Well, who is that really hurting? That's putting the poison in your own cup and expecting someone else to get hurt from it. So you have 2 choices when you hear the truth about emotions. You can continue to blame, which only makes you the victim, which only will perpetuate your discomfort and will also contribute to health imbalances. Or you can be humbled by this information and feel totally empowered that I get to create how I feel every day. So you just need to learn how to train the emotions that you want into your mind, into your body, so that you can feel them on a consistent basis. And the way you do that is, and what I did for you is I put together a free little PDF that you can download and print out, and it lists a series of questions. So these are really empowering questions that you can ask yourself. I've used these myself. These questions are out of my own personal journal, because I realize every time I experience emotion that is a little uncomfortable, I go right to my journal and I write it out. So I say what I'm feeling, why I'm feeling, all the stuff. First you have to identify it, and then I go through a process of changing it. So one of the things that I found so super powerful and empowering was actually taking these questions and using them every single morning over a 7-day period. So every single morning, the first thing I do, and you'll see the steps on the PDF, the first thing I would do is go for a run, do yoga, do some kind of exercise with the intention of fully embodying the emotion that I want to feel for the whole day. So you just pick one. You pick one emotion each day. And on that morning, you engage fully in that emotion, you go for your run, you come back, and the first thing you do is answer the questions that I've listed in your PDF. So if you're not on my blog right now, go over, check it out, ayurvedawithalicia.com/emotional fitness. The link is below this video, and you'll be able to download your free PDF. And I know this has helped so many clients. This has helped me. I just wanted to make that as a free gift to you today. So take advantage of it. Use it, even if you just use it once. Feel the difference, and then have that as a tool, as a go-to. I hope you have a beautiful day, my friend, and enjoy. Leave your comments below. Share this with friends. And I'd love to hear how it goes for you. Take care.